Okay, this is gonna be stupid. I have no idea how this will go. In the multiverse of Undertale and all of its alternate universes, there was a disturbance, as Error Sans was threatening to corrupt and destroy everything, partially because that's his job. Word got out to various alternate universes. From within Horrortale, Eliza decided that she needed to form a rebellion to fight Error Sans, so she started off with the Horrortale monsters. We can do it. With the right combination of magic, determination, and skills, we can beat him. That's what I keep saying. The main problem is that RAU lacks any experience with war. But we're the strongest monsters around. Yeah. Because the monsters in Horrortale sucked at war,
You are all stupid!
since they were so few in number and practically starving and insane, Eliza decided to go get some other AU to help instead, so she went to Underswap. At Underswap, she picked up Underswap Sans, also known as Blue. Wow, a human from another universe who isn't Frisk, that's amazing. Eliza wanted to look around here for more monsters who could help, but they got intercepted, as Error had sent out mercenaries to fight them, that being Red, Killer Sans, and Horror Sans, the latter two having been created by the evil Sanses. Oh, why do I have to go back? We're just here to send you back so you don't bother anyone else. Besides, we'll make sure you don't get killed in the process. Why is Red helping them? Doesn't Underfell Sans... I thought he was one of the good guys, come on. Are you stupid or something? Okay. Also, why is it always Sanses? You know what? We need more characters like Eliza. Hold on. But suddenly Gaster appeared and said to the evil Sanses, "You're stupid," before summoning Betty Noir from Glitchtail, who was on neither of their sides. Gaster then left without explanation. Blue got out a ketchup bottle and squirted someone on Red's head, making him really angry. You... You F-wording idiot. You're F-wording dead. Red then grabbed Blue and tried to strangle him, but Killer pulled him off and started choking him instead. Wait, who's he choking? Wait, what about Betty? Alright, we're just going to assume that it's Blue who's being strangled, yeah. But their attention was diverted as Betty Noir pulled out her pink scythe, and she suddenly vanished into thin air, reappearing in front of Horror. What the? Then, before anyone could react, Betty Noir swung her scythe at Horror, sending him flying in one direction. She then appeared next to Red, who was still on the ground, gasping for breath. Wait, what? So Killer just decided, screw Red, he's gonna turn against him. Betty Noir's scythe cut off his head, killing him, which caused Blue... Cheers. Killer just looked at Red's headless corpse with a stunned look on his face, while Eliza was shocked at what Betty Noir had done. Betty Noir looked at Eliza. Why did you do that? He wasn't even one of the bad guys. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. What? This story is so confusing. Like, Red was clearly summoned with Horror and Killer, and then suddenly he's one of the good guys. Like, oh no, wait, I'm gonna help you guys. But then Blue attacks Red, and he's like, oh, I don't like you. And then Killer's like, no, stop. What is happening? What is this? Eliza and Blue stood against Killer, as well as Betty, who stood against all of them preparing to attack. But the story ends there. It was a normal day for Papyrus and What do you mean the story ends there? Screw you, I'm hitting retry. I'm not going to let you hurt anyone else. You can't stop us. Horror then got up and attacked Betty Noir, but Betty cut him in half. Then when Eliza and Blue tried to attack Killer, He threw a knife at them, causing Blue to dodge it, but Eliza to get hit and fall on the ground. Eliza ate a cinnamon bunny to heal. With Horror and Red dead, that left Killer all alone. You don't have to die too. Heh, we'll see about that. Killer then ran at Eliza and stabbed her through the chest with his knife. He then grabbed her by the neck and lifted her up so they could stare into each other's eyes. Why? It's more fun that way. Eliza then died. No! As Killer dropped her lifeless body onto the ground, causing Blue to start crying. Betty Noir walked over to Killer. You shouldn't have killed them. Suddenly, another ally appeared to help Eliza and Blue, that being the player from Underplayer. They created a shield to protect Blue and Eliza from Betty's attacks. The player, then just as she was about to attack, the player fired their laser at Betty, causing her to fly back and fall to the ground. Betty got up and ran away, leaving the player behind. With Betty gone from the fight scene, that left just Killer. You didn't kill him? I don't want anyone else dying today. Then you're not going to like this. Blue and the player looked on as Killer stabbed himself No. The player then created a portal and teleported Blue back to his world, so they could continue the battle without any... The battle's dead, he just died! Alright, hold on, let me rewrite this. I need to do something about her. What? Eliza's body is still here. I want to bring her back to life. Even if it means I have to break the rules of my AU to do so. Thanks for bringing me back to She's just alive, there's no explanation. Not even the player, like, going into the code to be like, oh no wait, she's not dead. She's just alive now because Blue is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break some rules, and he doesn't do anything. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Blue, Eliza, and the player were deciding if they should get more help to defeat Error Sands, or if the three of them could do it. Eventually, they decided that it was best to go to a world where the people were good at fighting. They went to the Undertale universe as it had the most experience with war and violence. However, they ran into some trouble, as the evil Sands were waiting for them there. We knew you were hiding over there somewhere. Wait, how are they back to life? Did Error just bring them back? It was a mystery as to how the evil Sands were resurrected, but they stood in the way of the group, preventing them from traversing the underground to look for help. I don't know who you are, but you're in my territory. What do you mean? You were fighting them at the start of... Okay, if I kill him, then the others will stop chasing us. She went up to him and swung her sword at him, but he dodged it. Then after a few more attempts to hit him, she stopped and tried something different. This time I'll aim for his spine. Eliza just has a sword, and her logic is that if she fights Red, then Killer and Horror will just stop. Yeah, sure. Despite Eliza's presumed logic, Killer and Horror were still intent on fighting Blue and the player. Suddenly, Gaster appeared again and said, I like eggs, before summoning Skelezwam from Megatale, a heavily armored and extremely intelligent robot who had fast reaction time on top of being able to process enemy attacks and predict them. He was dead set on getting a human soul, so his attention turned to Eliza and the player. Once again, Gaster left them all without explanation. What? Well, that solves the problem of what we do when they come at us again. Gaster then showed up in front of Skelezwam and said, you are not real, before using his power to make Skelezwam fall apart into pieces. I just decided to summon another character to make things interesting, and then the story just decided, no, screw you. Alright, let's continue. Then Gaster just disappeared again without explanation, and the evil Sands went away too. The group decided to go to a world where the people were good at fighting so they could get more allies, so they went to the It's the Tim Hortons time loop trap. God damn it, man. Gaster disappeared, never to be seen again. Maybe. But in a surprise ambush, Betty Noir returned to fight everyone. You can't kill me that easily. She swung her scythe at Blue, but he dodged it. It's time to bring out the big guns. What? Then, Blue pulled out a box of ketchup from his jacket pocket. It did absolutely nothing. That left everyone confused. Then, Killer showed up behind Eliza and tried to strangle her, but she grabbed his hands and held them back, stopping him from choking her. She then picked him up and threw him into the air, where Skell Eswam fired a laser at him, killing him instantly. He just came back from death. He just came back from death. His robot parts just reformed. The player was confused as to what they were supposed to do now. Red and Horror stood side by side, preparing to attack Betty, while Eliza and the player had to deal with Skell. Blue was cleaning up the mess he made because a gumball machine told him to do it or he was fired. This is our chance. Heh, yeah. Horror and Red prepared to charge at Betty, but she disappeared and reappeared right in front of them, swinging her scythe at their necks, killing them. She then disappeared and reappeared in front of Skell Eswam, cutting off his head with her scythe. Dude, Betty is just... Screw Error said. Like, Betty is the real deal here. With all of the evil Sanses and Skell dead, that left Eliza, Blue, and the player to face off against Betty Noir once again. But suddenly, Gaster appeared and said, "Diaper backwards, spells repaid." Then, he summoned Phase 4 Kara from Bonetale, who darkened the room on arrival, and was so fast and strong that she could one-shot someone while being immune to stuns. Gaster then disappeared, never to be seen again. Let's finish this. Wait, I can't use my sword here. It doesn't work in the dark. You can't kill her. Why not? She's one of us, so you finally realize. What? Yeah, you're right. They had formed a friendship with Betty Noir, but she had tried to kill them before. It was time to show that she was more than just a murderer. The darkness disappeared, and they faced off against Betty Noir for real this time. What? Wait, what? It just says that they formed a friendship with her, but then it's like, oh no, we need to face off against her. They turned their attention to Phase 4 Kara, whose intentions were unknown as to if they were on their side or against Error. Who are you? I'm the one who killed the evil Sanses. It was Betty. Are you just taking credit for her kills? Why? I thought it would be cool. They got ready to fight her, but she was too strong and fast for them to attack. Betty then got mad because Phase 4 Kara took credit for her kills, and then everyone realized that, by Phase 4 Kara claiming to have killed the evil Sanses, she must have been on their side. We can do this. We've been through worse than this. Alright, I'm with you guys. I'll help too. Phase 4 Kara disappeared in a flash of light, leaving everyone stunned and wondering where she went. They looked around, but she was nowhere to be seen. This is just like my April Fool's video. Why? The player teleported everyone into the glitched void where Error Sans was. What? It's time to bring you down. Oh, that's sweet. But I think I'll pass. He then destroyed all of them, including the player. Now no one can stop me. What do you think? Error then realized he was stupid because Eliza was alive. No! Then Blue and Eliza were waiting for Error at his home. He went back in time to undo what he had done and to avoid having to fight her and the others. Ugh, this isn't how this was supposed to happen. Ha ha ha, I can't believe it worked. Well, it's time for me to take you home. What? After realizing he's stupid, he just decides, oh, I don't want to fight you all anymore, and just goes back in time to undo the damage he did. But as one final surprise, Gaster appeared and said, "You are nerd loser person pants to Error." He then gave Betty a brick to throw at Error, and Phase 4 Kara had also appeared. They threw the brick along with Betty Noir at Error's head. They then disappeared, never to be seen again. No, stop, this is just... He fell to his knees and started to cry. Eliza realized she could kill him now and get revenge for what he did. She walked up to him, pulled out her sword, and stabbed him through the heart. He died and disappeared in a flash of light. We did it! Now we have to get everyone back to their own universes. Yay! They went around and gathered everyone up. However, they were ambushed by Error, who came back from the dead and was now determined to destroy everything. I'm not going to let you do that. He then attacked them, but the player protected everyone from him with a shield of blue magic. I got this, go on ahead. The player had created a portal to return everyone to their original AUs, but Error's Sans had to be defeated. Despite Gaster, Betty, and Phase 4 Kara were gone, the brick was not lying on the ground. I can't be defeated here. This isn't how the story ends. Well, you'll have to deal with it. Eliza stabbed him in the chest again, this time killing him for good. That's for killing me. She then returned to her AU, happy that she was alive once again. What a way to end it. Eliza just up and said, deal with it. That is great. I guess this is what happens when you let AI make a story. Like, let's summarize this here. Like, Error wanted to destroy everything, so Eliza went to Underswap to get swap sads. And then, like, they went... they went to get more help, but got attacked by Underfell Killer and Horror Sads. And then Gaster summoned Betty to kill them. And then they went to Underfell and had to fight them again, and Gaster summoned Skell and then killed Skell. And then Skell came back and killed one of the Sanses, and Betty killed the rest, and then Betty joined with them despite fighting them. Then they went to Error. And Phase 4 Kara was just there, I guess. And then they threw a brick and Betty at Error. And then he came back, and then the player just kills him again, and everyone goes home. What a story. That was great. That was funny.